Hey, what's up YouTube? Terrencemyt here, one of the best slayers of the Spire. And I want to kind of make a series of videos. We'll see how it goes, but I think pathing is something that I get asked about quite a bit. And just make a series of videos of examples of pathing and how it can change and be adaptable. Just like everything in the Spire, it depends. There is like a little baseline that you can do, but every single map that's generated is different. The card rewards you receive are different, which makes the choices you have to make in pathing different. Let's get into a run. There will be some things that we have to go over first. But the first two things you look at when pathing are, of course, the map that you get generated, as well as the now rewards. You look at them together and kind of go from there. Here we have Transform, obtain 3 random potions, Transform 2, lose 6 max HP, and the boss relic swap. This one is pretty clear. You don't really have a ton of options. You like to keep your starter relic with silent for the good 0 cost cards that you can draft, and Transform 2 is pretty good. And then let's look at the map. You'll know from my Act 1 boss relic guides that your goal when going into an act is to try and pick up as many elites as possible. So let's go ahead and highlight those. So we got 2 on this side. They are before the chest. You like to try and get elites that are after the chest just because you get like a free relic to do that. And there's only 1 elite along this path, and it's a super elite. It's a floor 6 super elite without 3 guaranteed fights. That's not amazing. And then just 2 in this path. So not a very elite filled map, unfortunately. But there are some things to go over. I did mention there not being 3 fights here. Now, why is that important? There is 2 different pools of enemies. There is an easy pool of enemies and a more difficult pool of enemies. So your first 3 non-elite combats and event combats like Mass Bandits in Act 2. But your first 3 non-elite or event combats in Act 1 will be from an easier pool of enemies, that is Jawworm, Cultist, 2 Slime, 2 Louse. It's all of those, and then after that you can start fighting the difficult things like the Gremlin Gang, like a lot of slimes, large green or gray slime. The more difficult fights, they'll deal more damage to you. Another important thing, especially when going for elites, is the potion chance. How that works is you start off with a 40% chance to get a potion. If you don't receive it, it goes up by 10. And if you do receive one, it goes down by 10. And it just kind of goes like that throughout the whole act. And once you reach the next act, it will reset down to 40%. So with 3 combats, this mod that I'm using, Info mod, actually helps a lot. Although I have these numbers somewhere else, but you have an 88% chance to get a potion in 3 and a 96.4% chance to get a potion in 4 fights. On characters that can be a little more reliant on potions to get the job done with elites in Act 1, especially Defect, and to some degree Silent as well, sometimes trying to leave up the option of you to get a 4th fight is definitely advisable. And the last thing to understand how it works as far as like pathing for Act 1 is the events. Well, question mark floors, not just events. But pretty much there is 5 different type of things. There's event, then there's the shrine event, the fights that you can get, shop, and the treasure, the chest. Now, the fight, shop, and treasure work very similarly in how they change when you go to a question mark. So if you go to a question mark and it's not a fight, the fight will go up by 10%. And if it's not a shop or a treasure, they will also go up by their respective numbers. And once you do roll one of them from a question mark, it will reset back to that original number. So the fight will reset back 10, shop 3, treasure 2, etc. And how the events and shrines work is it's just whatever percent is remaining that will go down as the other ones go up. So your chances to get events goes down as you go to more question marks. And the shrine, which is your like bonfire spirits, your duplicator event, upgrade shrine, transform shrine, remove shrine, etc. That percentage is 1/4 of whatever your event it's 1/4 of the percentage that's left after the fight, shop, and treasure, and the event is the 3/4 part of that. So that can kind of help you if you need to know, like say you have like Nail's Lament, it tells you that in the 3 fights you would have like a 50% of getting a fight, so that kind of helps when planning for Nail's Lament and things like that, as well as what's my chances of like getting a shop, what's my chances of getting a removal event to figure out whether I need to whether I can take this curse or not, and things like that. Just helpful to know and have as much information as you can. So when looking at these paths, you definitely want to try and go to the ones that have the 2 elites, definitely not the 1, especially not the super elite. So let's try and highlight at least 2. So there's this one where you just get the 2 elites right away. There is the benefit of a store at the end. I say that's probably a pretty good selling point for this side. But this side, which does look a lot better, even has the store at the end as well. So yeah, I don't even really see that. So the first thing is you have the option of the 4th fight. Generally, if you're not going to a store right away, the question marks aren't amazing for you. A lot of them that aren't giving you gold will try and take a lot of HP away from you. And generally, if you're pathing well or whatever, you will receive enough opportunities at elites to lose your health and don't really want the event to do so. But if the fights go well, if you got really good card awards and things like that, then you can choose not to. But yeah, you want to go to the fire before elite most of the time for sure. Hit up this elite. You have the option of going to a fight or a question mark. Have the chest before the 2nd elite, where here you don't. Then you even have the option of store versus elite, and you still get the other elite, and then you can get like a fire actor, and you still have the option of a store at the very end. And if you went to the store, you have the option to not go to the store. This right side is so much more flexible than this side, and I don't think anything else really even compares to it at all on this map. But let's see what this is and play through it a little bit. Gonna be skipping through the combats and things like that. The whole point of the series is to focus more on the pathing decisions and how that may vary. Talk a little bit, play through it, talk a little bit about whether we'd want to go here or here based on the situation, or just these different forks. Talk a little bit about the decisions there. It is a Guardian Act, but I still would like to just go 1-1. Just leave the balance of the deck intact. So what do we get? We got Dagger Throw and Noxious Fumes. Both of these are pretty premium. Noxious Fumes can help just solve Lagavulin, as not too bad into sentries. And Dagger Throw is just a good common attack that leaves you flexible to discard synergies. Okay, so not too bad of a Drillworm fight at all. Lost nothing, I believe. And what do we have here? There's a Catalyst, a Bane, and a Sucker Punch. So which of these is going to help us along this path? Things to think about a little bit is that we have a fire before the elite. We have to think about how we are against the different fights. Think that we're probably best off right now into Lagavulin. We do want a little bit more help into Nob. This isn't really a damage pot. This is slow. We should be okay-ish into sentries as well with the defensive pot. Have something for the long fight as well. So I think that pretty much puts it between Sucker Punch and Bane. Catalyst is okay, but I mean the Noxious Fumes itself is slow already and it's your only poison right now. So I think best would probably just be to go with the Sucker Punch. Bane is a lot of damage though, so it could work out for you, but whatever. I think I want to go with transforming a strike. I could upgrade, like say we upgrade like Sucker Punch, and then we could upgrade like Noxious Fumes. Upgrading Sucker Punch and Neutralize means we're very likely to have weaken to Nob's first big hit, which we're definitely not killing before currently. And upgrading the Noxious Fumes helps a lot with Lagavulin and helping that go by quicker, as well as having the weak helps for Lagavulin as well. So upgrade's not too bad. I do think Transform's reasonable. But let's go with upgrade this time. And do the Sucker Punch first because it's a lot more likely to be relevant in these fights. Okay. Colorless pot, got our second pot, which decreases the value of the fourth fight by a lot. We have the option of Cloak and Dagger and Sucker Punch. I think we can go with Cloak and Dagger just to make our sentries and Lagavulin a bit better. Don't think adding another Sucker Punch really does a lot with one upgraded and then Neutralize. And don't think Prepared really does much without, like, I think the only reason to pick it is if you, like, have an Eviscerate already. So just a bit more block. Third fight. Went by pretty quickly. Have the option of Cloak and Dagger, Dodge and Roll, and Envenom. Okay, so Envenom is, we don't currently have any like multi-attacks or anything, or like Blade Dance for shows and stuff. Cloak and Dagger is not upgraded. We have a Noxious Fumes to use already. And Venom's a really good way to strip artifact. It works well with Snecko Skull. But other than that, it's pretty lackluster. And I don't think we want to add more skills going into a potential Gremlin Nob fight either. So I think we would skip here. So We got our 2 potions already, so we would like to go to our elite. Don't really want to go to a hard pool fight, which could potentially go bad, but things have gone pretty well so far. Only lost 2 HP so far, maybe 3, but I think just the 2 fights have gone really well. We can go to this question mark. If it's a life loss event, it's still not that bad. We have a fire before this, 2 potions. I think we could take a life loss event as well, so yeah, let's go to the event. Not a life loss event. How is this remove? How many cards? 14, draw like 12, 13. A little bit scary. Do you have colorless spot though, I guess? So I guess we can remove the strike. Although actually, this might just be a skip. We got 30 gold here. Probably don't want to go to this because there's the mushroom and the elite event potentially if we're strong to go to here. Another thing I forgot to mention at the beginning is that there is a 20 expected like gold drop from the expected value of the gold drop from a chest is 20 gold. That's something to keep in mind a little bit, although it's not super reliable when trying to plan for shops and things like that. But yeah, a reason to not remove outside of just the gremlin knob is that there are shops here. We can try and go to this shop though. So how much gold do we receive? 30, 60, 75 for sure, maybe 95. And that's not exactly enough. We could not go to a store at all though. If you don't go to a store at all for the rest of the act, then that's okay. Yeah, if we don't have the money, we don't have to go to a store at all. I think we can remove still. And upgrade this fumes for Lagavulin mostly. Still helps in the sentries fight though. And with the fumes, getting rid of the artifact, we will also be able to take advantage of the weak. Probably just fume survivor dagger throw here. And not exactly going to calculate it, but can just target the lowest health one. Can think about cloak and dagger versus survivor a little bit. Taking the 2 extra doesn't seem too bad. Dang, before that I actually should have thought a little bit about this. Although it is really good in the other 2. This isn't that bad a knob though. There's like potential for some things here, like the bomb. Like bomb apotheosis. Yeah. It's something I'd prefer into the others. Yeah. Although this is kind of hit or miss. Could just use it now. Six, 12, 15. Don't need the extra damage. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I think using it here is okay. Then I block. You're dealt with already from the poison. And then which one are we trying to target? How much damage is left in the deck? 18, 22, 28, 31. Over 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. Probably not getting there in 2. Yeah, it makes sense. Ow. Cool. Got the block anyway. Cool. Got Tincture. A little bit synergy with the dagger throw and the survivor for now. Not bad. There we got Blur, Blade Dance, and Accuracy. Accuracy can't really talk about at all. Solely Cloak and Dagger at the moment. So between Blade Dance and Blur. A little bit more damage into Knob doesn't seem like a bad thing at all. And we do, I mean, this isn't even leading you towards poison. This just like helps with Guardian and Lagavulin. Yeah, I don't think we have a direction. And this isn't, it can be strong. Generally isn't crazy though. So don't super want a life loss event. My potions aren't full either, so I could see going to the fight. Could definitely see going to the fight. Yeah, I could definitely feel safer not having a life loss event. Don't have AoE exactly is the one concern I would have about going to the fight. This is the elite event. We could use the potion and then like buy potions, I guess. How do we feel about like the fire at all? I don't know, maybe like a blade dance or something, or a cloak, I don't know. Can be the upgrade. The fight shouldn't be too bad. Oh yeah, that's amazing. This is definitely one of the closer to like medium difficulty rather than hard pull. Cool, got a potion as well. Should be doing pretty well. Poison stab's okay with the fumes. Don't think it's super necessary for Guardian though, and we should be okay for Knob or the other thing, so I'd prefer to avoid it. Also don't think Finisher's super great at the moment, and Outmaneuver isn't either. We're definitely, I mean, we could hit gold here, I guess. But I think that's a skip here, yes. Bottled lightning. Don't think so. 68 gold is nice. It does give you enough to afford any common or shop relic. But bottled lightning, starting with like a blade dance or a cloak and dagger. It's mostly like thinking, do I need this into like knob or anything like that? It's like knob, it's okay into this, it's okay into like birds. But no, not really, I don't think. It's very good here. I would prefer to take the relic now rather than later. Spoon and Akabeko. Akabeko is pretty nice. Just some damage. Damage into Nom, damage into Guardian, damage into Hard Pull. Not bad. Spoon with these, super great without a bunch of draw. No, thank you. There's like a backstab, but this is also kind of like a backstab. That can do a bit better. Let's do it. Yeah, not really into other things. Okay, we avoided the knob. One thing to think about in this fight is whether or not you want to shuffle shivs into your deck. I think with the Noxious Plus and the Weak, we just want to increase our block density there, so I don't think I want to. I'm not sure which potion I want to use in the fight either. Probably strength though. I have a little bit of time to think about that. I can guarantee you don't have to start this turn. So it's like you get the option of guaranteeing the weak. We should be very likely to hit the weak anyway. You also get to guarantee a survivor, and that's not going to be reshuffled. So yeah, I don't think having a huge open is required. I think we can just go ahead with that. Ting ting. Oh yeah, I did guarantee it. True. was like, wait, you're still weakened. What is this sorcery? Nine. GG. Even had 3 more. Snecko Skull. If I had this earlier, and Venom would be a lot more approachable. There's Phantasmal, which, like, after seeing the Snecko Skull, isn't necessarily something you want. There's Tactician, but not completely something you want. You do have some benefit though, with some like incentivization with the tincture. Then there's dodge and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus like 2. So it's like 6 to 7 right now. It's a little bit reasonable to add 1 into Guardian. Sure. Yeah, it kind of sucks to receive 2 rare cards and not really have much to do with them yet. Just take the 2. Seems okay. Doesn't matter, I'm playing this anyway. My money. Cool. I don't think any of this is required either. Nope. Slice if a bit earlier maybe. We have a lot of health. Do have some desire to lose some of it. Don't mind upgrading Neutralize and just having weak the entire time. Other options like the Blade Dance, if that's a direction we want to go into later, and Cloak and Dagger actually as well. But I mean, weak seems fine. Store does not seem fine. This is not too bad of a version of the Gremlin Gang fight. Not too bad at all. Cool. Expertise, Bane, and Blade Dance. Don't think we really need any of this either. I think I can upgrade my Blade Dance though, and we will figure out what we need in like direction later, but I can also upgrade this. It actually might be better to upgrade this going into this fight though. So that you can play Cloak and Dagger as like a block 2 and get rid of the Shiv and not feel bad. To deal 18. Okay, cool. Probably could have done that in a slightly better order. No reason to do the 6 for 1. And a little bit of block from the dodge roll, being okay. And become a good card later. 13. Nice, it goes through before the block. Yeah, definitely messed it up that first time quite a bit. This one seems worth it. Could also dodge and roll on that. Take the 2. Sure. Could try and draw through it in this grouping. Or it just dies. Probably didn't have to take the 2. Yeah, it just dies to the poison. So not the best, but I mean the fight was solved already, so kind of whatever. Cool, and then there's the Envenom here, which actually is a reasonable card at the point where you get the Snecko Skull. So that's something you can just start building towards it, like the Blade Dance, the Envenom, Cloak and Dagger, we want like Dagger Sway. Could maybe even go Riddle with Holes, so just like that makes some sense, and Envenom becomes a decent card. The other two also kind of suck. Could even take Snecko. Doesn't look amazing with only the Envenom as a 2 cost. Yeah, this is not a super easy pick. So let's just cut this off right there. But I hope this was helpful. There was a pretty straightforward path that was a lot better than the other options to go through this act. Hopefully I explained that pretty well, where like, sure, this is 2 elites as well, but the first elite is after a fire instead of being before the fire, and the second elite is after the chest instead of being before the chest, as well as you have the option of going to a store before the second elite, and you have the option of not going to the store there and going to the store here, as well as not going to either store at all, which we kind of had to think about all the way back down here when given the option of removing or not. Even didn't end up having to use a colorless pot, but we didn't have to fight our hardest elite, being the Gremlin Knob. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can also check out the playlist with my other educational Spire videos. Thanks for watching, and see you later.